What is up, everybody? It's Rev time. Today I want to talk about the concept of, we all want to, buy that new pedal, gear acquisition, acquiring, other A words, syndrome. And we all do it, especially overdrive pedals. But maybe instead of taking that approach, maybe take another approach and look at something like an equalizer pedal, or maybe a boost pedal with an EQ, something that can embellish what you've already got and can maybe give you tonalities that you may not have even found, sounds by just seeking other overdrive or distortion pedals. And it's certainly, for me, been a bit of a session kind of secret, or it's definitely a workflow tool to have something like what I'm using right now, which is an XTS modified Boss GE7. But there's other, boxes out there that are great EQ boxes. Empress makes, I think this one's newer, but Empress makes a really cool one. There's scads of them. I think Source Audio has a programmable one. There's tons of them out there. But in this case, I'm using what's normally on my pedal board. I just popped it off so that I could kind of show you guys an example of what I'm talking about, because even, the G2 sounds great, but instead of maybe trying to get another pedal to use with it, maybe try an EQ pedal, something that you can embellish the tones with, and even just bouncing back and forth between the two tones that I just did at the top there with all that sloppy playing was to kind of show what I had come up with. So I'm not after. It's not even trying to embellish this. It's like I want a different sound. That's kind of the whole point. Now, of course, I can just embellish it. And within a session environment, sometimes that's all I want to do. In this case, I'm trying to kind of create like a different tonality. And then if you've got 3 or 4 overdrive or distortion pedals, then you've got another utility that can hit every single one of those. Now, in this case, I am going to keep this with the EQ driving the input to the overdrive. I'm less apt to have an EQ on the other side, but that being said, there, like you guys have heard me say a million times, there are no rules to how this works. But in this case, I'll just keep it to the front end of the G2. So the way I've got the G2 dialed right now, it's about how I would normally have it when I'm using it. And that's a great sound. What if I want it to be something different? And that's, and the way I have this dialed, there's quite a bit more push there. If I just take this level control and put it to neutral, it's actually, the way I've got it dialed right now with what I've got cut on this side is actually lowering the input to this. Check it out. So that's what's been changed. You can tell there's a drop in level, and I'm cutting frequencies. I'm cutting 400, 500, and 1.2K, and then I'm leaving 1.6 neutral, but I'm actually gunning 2K, which is a frequency I'm not that crazy about, but in this case it sounds really cool. And then all I'm doing is just adding level to the input of this, which is another great feature on boxes like this, is you can push, you know. So now if I turn up the level, you know, let's start tweaking it. So it's, you know, this to me is, you know, it certainly sounds different, but it sounds a bit embellished. What if we start doing some more tweaks? What I mean by embellished is it doesn't sound, you know, radically different. It sounds like something I would have done on a session to just kind of bring out that sound. So now I'm pushing like a ton of 4K, 2.5K is definitely bumped, 2K, 1.6 is bumped, but I've cut a bunch of 400K, a little bit of 800, a ton of 1.2K, and I'm still pushing level into the box. And once again, now that sounds different. That sounds like a different pedal. That's a different voice. So I just wanted to just quickly show you guys, you know, what you can do with something that it really is such a utility. These aren't as exciting to purchase as like a really cool new overdrive or distortion. But at the same time, once you get one, if you use it properly and you know, and honestly, I don't anyways. I try not to dial with my eyes. I just keep moving things until I dig it, and then go from there. But if you use them properly, they can really sound great to the front end or the back end of whatever it is that you're dialing in. So let me know what you guys think of this concept. Do you guys do this, you know, on the regular, or is this something you're just now discovering by watching this channel? I'm always interested to know, you know, what all you cats are up to with, you know, getting your tones and what pedals you're using. Doesn't have to be a Revv pedal. It can be any pedal. I just happened to put the G2 out as an example, but it could be any pedal. So yeah, let me know what you guys are using. And as always, I really appreciate you watching, and we'll see you next time.